Hi everyone. I wish I was coming to you with another spooky story, but unfortunately I'm coming to you with some more YouTube information regarding their current campaign to clamp down on AI slop channels by mass demonetizing legitimate creators. Now, thankfully, they haven't came for Dusklight yet, and I don't think they will, and I'm going to outline why in a moment. But this is becoming a bit of a pervasive issue, and I'm starting to get a better grasp on how this is going on. I also wanted to just kind of give you a little update on Viidith's situation and what we at Dusklight plan to do going forward. If you're not here for these updates or my opinions on these things and you just want your spooky stories, you can skip this. That is absolutely fine. But I will say, if you want to support the channel, especially at the risk of us going at any moment, please consider signing up for the Patreon. Or alternatively, we're going to put our stuff all on Spotify. Like we haven't updated it in a while because it's been so busy, but we're going to start putting a lot more emphasis on the Spotify. You can go and support us there as well. But really right now, Patreon is the way to go. And that speaks for myself as well as Viidith's Patreon. So, what has changed that warrants another video? Well, we have been looking into how this process has kind of actualized, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much I said in the second video, so if any of this has been repeated, I'm sorry. Between 30 and 30, moving house, and lots of other things, memory not super great. But in short, the algorithm system that YouTube CEOs are utilizing does not know how to tell manufactured or inauthentic content from content that uses a template. What that means is whenever they are seeing videos going up that utilize the same visualizer or lack thereof, so, you know, channels that use a thumbnail and then use that thumbnail as their visualizer, they can't tell if that is just repeated content to bot views or general like AI slopness. And so where a lot of YouTube narrators who don't have the money, the time, the resources, or the knowledge to, you know, invest in unique visualizers, to invest in their own personal visual tools, or pay for a subscription service, where they are using a simple thumbnail as a background, which is completely legitimate to do, they're being punished as a result. YouTubers who have very radio-friendly voices that are like very deep and bassy and rich are also being punished. So that leads me on to someone who reached out to us and we spoke to yesterday, and that's Nightmares Nightly. Now, Nightmares Nightly is a creator, double the sub count I have, has got a very consistent upload schedule, very passionate about the work that he puts in. The only thing he does that would warrant him even being looked at by an AI system is that he uses the Midjourney thumbnails that everyone utilizes, and he uses that as his visuals. Now, I can't say for certain that's why it is, because he also uploads every day, which we've been doing 30 and 30, so we're doing that too. But I have a feeling that is what caught him out, and now he's been demonetized. And we know that there are existing AI channels that I'm not going to name here. You'll know them by finding them. They are very popular. You know, you're talking anywhere from 40,000 to 100,000 subs. They are rapidly gaining profit, and some of them have been demonetized under the same rules, where they are basically entirely generating ChatGPT stories within their sort of systems, and then they're using everything AI from the ground up. And it's those channels that are kind of causing everyone else to get caught out. And I like Nightmares Nightly. He's a nice guy, passionate, great voice, and I'm going to have him feature in a couple of stories, and we're going to see about having him come on the channel once or twice a week to see if he can get some extra sort of like attention on the channel in the meantime, while we're trying to figure out how to deal with this monetization thing. Now, I can't help everybody, obviously, because otherwise we'll reach a point where Dusklight is not us anymore, and that would be a detriment to you guys. But I like Nightmares, and I want to just give him a couple of like spots here and there. So we're going to see what we can do there to try and help out the community. The question then is, well, how's Dusklight not going to get affected? I don't think Dusklight will get affected, and these could be very famous last words, because we are such a transformative channel. Dusklight, since its inception, has never really stuck to one single medium format. We have done D&D, we have done true crime investigation, we have done Let's Plays, we have done SCP, we have done classic horror, we've done creepypastas. We switch up the visuals because I'm very big on visualizers changing. So when we do Interview with an Antlion next week, when it comes out on YouTube next week, it's going to have a very unique visualizer that's not been done before. And that's because I'm very passionate about changing that. I also think that my lack of, how do I say this? My voice, I like my voice. I'm very proud of my voice and my acting, but I don't have the rich sort of velvety bassiness that my contemporaries have. You know, Viidith, Nightmares Nightly, Dark Somnium, Back to Ashes, and so many others do. Like, I don't have that ability. My ability is passionate, dynamic voice acting, where I can do a bunch of different accents, and I am more of a traditional voice actor in that sense. So, you know, I think that definitely helps me, where you can't really replicate how I perform. And, you know, I put in all the Epidemic Sound stuff that we pay for, so you're not getting traditional set of like only using Mew, Kevin MacLeod, and a few others like that are free, that everyone else utilizes. And again, there's no judgment on people for doing this. I don't think YouTube should punish people who want to just narrate for fun and a little bit of money on the side, and they don't have the ability to invest in those other tools, or like they don't work with people who have those tools. And you know, that's neither here nor there. They shouldn't be immediately demonetized, and so many channels have been. But I don't think we're going to get caught out for it, because it's very easy to look at my channel and show that we do different things. I'm not going to say too much about what we're doing in the future, because obviously Season 5 has gone on for so much longer than we planned, but we are changing things in Season 6. Obviously, the SCP thing, you've had a little look at that. We've got an entire Blender visual that was done by We Try Horror, which, again, you can't get anywhere else. It's only on the channel. Our render for Everett, both the background and his character work, was done by SirGorke, and that is completely original. So, again, you can look at that, and even if you were to look at the desk and go, oh, it's the same repetition, it's like, yeah, but that's mine. We've paid for that. We've invested in that, and we're going to update Everett and the radio station in the next couple of months as well. I'm not sure roughly when, but we're going to re-rig Everett as well, so he gets a bit more life in him. So because so much of the channel, it has unique elements that I have paid money for and invested into over the last few years, I think that will save us. Obviously, that leads me on to something else. I have been avoiding putting in the Dusklight intros, partly because it's 30 and 30 and we need to get things out quicker, and rendering those in takes so much more time. But also, if I'm being completely real with you guys, the scare of repetition content got to me, but at the same time, retention isn't there. People, by and large, do not really care about listening to these intros. Like, I wish they did. I love them, and I know that my core audience does, but overall, the retention drops after about 2 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of an introduction, and they will either not carry on watching, or they'll skip and go to the main story section, and that obviously means that they're not paying attention to it. And, you know, I have always been very obstinate on this for the last couple of years, where I've said, no, I'm going to keep doing them, and I've done these really long 6 to 8 minute intros, but it is actively affecting video retention. It's affecting the viewer count, how many people we can reach, and how much revenue we're making, which, you know, I've said before, I never want it to be a money first thing, but we do have people now we look after, namely Viidith, and I have to consider those things. So I'm going to trial putting in the Dusklight intros and outros all at the back end. I'm going to rework the script so that when the video ends, you get a nice 8 minute sort of bit at the end, and no one can really complain then, because it's after the story. So then in the beginning, it'll only be maybe a 1 to 2 minute sort of intro, which might be me going, hey guys, this is this video, or this is where I'm talking about like something that's happened in production or something to do with the delay. I don't know, but I'll still be able to do everything that makes Dusklight special in terms of crediting the author in the unique way we do, shouting out our Blackwell tier patrons, and doing the skits and everything else just at the back end. I think that's probably the best way forward. I can't make everybody happy, but as we grow, it is one thing, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to kind of put to the side and you know, find a way around. That being said, you know, I don't know what the future holds, and there is a big fear I have that, you know, one day the algorithm could turn its evil eye towards me and what we do here, and it could say, yep, this is inauthentic. And even if I can prove it, even if I go through the process and I say, hey, here's how we do things, this is very clearly mine, I've invested in this, unique visualizers from here, here, and here, they may take the 3 months. I really don't know, and I have to sort of consider how to approach that. And the best thing I can say is to check the Patreon out and support us there. When we start pushing on Spotify, support us there. That's about the best I can do, because there's no petition to be made. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on any social media outside of my Instagram, which is mostly my wrestling and things like that. And obviously here, you can't find me anywhere else. So I'm not going to be signal boosting it on Twitter. And even if I did, I'm such a small account that I don't think it would do much comparatively to the bigger channels. And so if it happens, it happens. The problem that me and Viidith have kind of encountered is that we feel right now, as we end 30 and 30 round 2, and we did this 2 months earlier than we were planning to, just because of the situation Viidith was in, we feel that YouTube simultaneously is telling us that it won't push us if we don't upload regularly, but also when we upload regularly, we're running the risk of being called inauthentic because we're pushing it out every day. So we don't know how to kind of address that. We don't know the right way forward. And for us at the moment, the right way forward is to continue. We can't just stop working. It would be no different to being worried about going and getting fired from your job because of your performance review and you don't turn up for work. Like, we have to still keep working. We just are very aware that right now the scope of this is not going away, and the current CEO is so focused on removing slop content but doesn't seem to know how to do it. Hopefully Viidith will get a bit more of an update in terms of what's going on. Right now, he has submitted his preview that he has to show them to prove that he is not a bot channel, but they can hold off until May. They could make him wait until the 3rd month period to then reinstate him. And until that happens, he's going to stay on the channel. He is going to start uploading one a week on Viidith 22 because he wants to make sure that some content's going out, but that's not monetized. But obviously that will help keep his channel relevant. I think Nightmares Nightly's going to do the same thing, where he is going to upload once a week to ensure that his channel is regularly kept in the algorithm. And we here at Dusk Light are going to keep plodding along. Once 1330 is over, Viidith and I are going to do a live stream. I think we're going to do it on Wednesday. So that'll be the final day of 1330, I believe, or the day before. And then there'll be one more video going up on the Friday. And then we're going to take probably a week and a half off. There'll be a compilation going up, but we're going to sit and recharge and figure out how we want to do this, whether we want to do another 30 and 30 round, or if we want to do a staggered approach. I know that the audience by and large will say, hey, do what you need to do. We would prefer less is more, but it's also down to profit. It's down to making sure that we can support the channel. So we might have to kind of push our nose to the grindstone. It's exhausting. And, it's not something I want to keep doing forever. Daily uploads are a hellscape when you are working in regular production. Like, there are days where I wish I could kind of cut the corners and do it the way that some of the slop channels do, but it's not who we are. It's not something I'd be proud of. So this is a little bit all over the place. I apologize. But in short, you can expect to see Nightmares Nightly popping up on our channel every now and then. We are going to wrap up 1330 this coming week, and we will then let you know our next steps, and we'll take a week's break, and we'll return at the end of March. We're going to carry on in terms of our content, though. We're not stopping, even though we're a little bit concerned. And if you want to support us, if you are concerned about the future of YouTube and what it means for Dusklight, and if anything does happen to us, please consider signing up for that Patreon that we've got. Obviously, you could support Viidith as well. And we're going to keep going. I mean, we have something special in the pipeline. I have never done this kind of content before, but we have something we're doing. I don't want to say what it is yet. It is very out of left field. It's still horror. It's still within the wheelhouse of horror for what we do, but I'm going to test the waters, partly because I've always wanted to do this since I made Dusklight 4 or 5 years ago, but also it's what motivates me at the moment, and I want to see if putting a video like this out once every month or so, in addition to everything we do, would reach a new audience, excite our existing audience, and further show that we are the farthest thing from inauthentic content. So if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have shown us since we began 1330 to go from, 11,000 subscribers to nearly well, we're not far off 20 now is a huge thing. It's a life-changing amount of people that have come into the Discord and the Patreon and the YouTube situation. We're really, really grateful for your kindness, your generosity, and we hope to continue. I mean, as soon as the Antlion series is done, not to bury this at the end, we'll talk more about this when the actual series is completed. I'll do a live stream. But when Antlion is done, there is another experimental horror series I'm doing that I'm going to start doing in the late summer. Same sort of principle as before, in that each chapter will be experimental. We'll piece it together. It's got a a less polarizing subject matter at the core of it. Not because of anything other than I've told the story I want to tell with Antlion, and there's something more universal as a human experience that's at the core of the next piece that I think people are going to like. But and in between all that, we've still got to do, you know, the bar series, the hotel series, the last Sin Eater. We've got so much to do this year. We're not slowing down. So yeah, this is kind of just a bit of a demonetization conversation about the how and the why, and also where we're going. I didn't really have a big plan when I came to sit on and do this. I'm very tired, and daylight savings has messed up the upload schedule a little bit, because in the UK, we don't hit daylight savings for another 2 weeks. So it's been fun. But anyway, I thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video, and I really hope you enjoy it. Take care.